guys, welcome back to our channel.
Today's going to be a little different. Today we're actually going to do a story time.
Yes, no clickbait. This is not just for fun. This is real life. Homeless in Atlanta, as you can see by the title.
So where do you want to start with this story?
I don't even know where we can start. We should start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning just so that everybody gets a clearer view of exactly what happened, because in our last video, we were all excited. We thought we made the right plans. We thought everything was perfect. Exactly. We were doing things by the book. And Atlanta has shown that that's not the case at all. So yeah, let's start from the beginning.
All right. So we actually, today is what? January 24th.
Yes.
So we've been here in Atlanta about a month now. And from the very beginning, as we packed up and left Philadelphia, it has been very trying.
It's a mess.
To say the least. To say the least. When we first packed up, we were ready to go, hit the road. She drove her own car, I drove my car.
Yes.
And we also had a truck. Someone else was driving. From the very beginning, we get on the expressway and there's just issues with the stuff in the back of the truck.
Stuff falling everywhere. It felt like every 5 minutes that we were driving, something was falling off the back of our truck. Some piece of furniture, clothing. Our clothes were in vacuum seal bags and they were just coming off the back. It felt like every 20 minutes we were stopping to try to readjust these ropes. And it turned our 12-hour ride into 17 hours. So we were already at the brink of just being over it, just in the amount of time we lost and the amount of stuff we lost along the way.
Fast forward 17 hours, we get to Atlanta and we get to the apartment that we swear up and down is just going to be so perfect. Again, so perfect. We get here, they pushed back the time that we were supposed to meet to sign the lease and move in. It started at 1 o'clock. They told us about 12 that it was going to be 3 o'clock. Should have seen the red flags then. However, we get to our apartment, we get the keys, and it's just one thing after another. I walk in. First of all, there's carpet. Apparently, when you're on the second floor of a unit, they put carpet, which is a cheap way to, I guess, not hear your neighbors under you, not to hear you.
Right. Like insulation.
Insulation. Ha! But then, I'm looking at the blinds and the
screen was broken
on the windows. Look like somebody was just eating at the
screen. We got greeted by roaches, babe. We got greeted by roaches.
We actually did. Again, we were also greeted by roaches. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta or what's what, but
clearly people aren't the only things trying to come to Atlanta.
Right. You definitely got the roaches relocating to Atlanta as well.
Absolutely.
So again, we didn't really like it, and after that first night, we realized that was going to be it. But we didn't want to tell anybody else because everybody just helped us down here.
We just drove down here, family, friends, everybody helping us. We did not want to just bust their bubbles when ours was already bursted and tell them that we're not staying here. We can't do this.
So the next morning, we went to the leasing office and told them we weren't going to stay there either, and we was just done with the contract. Forget whatever the lease said. I don't really care. I'm not staying here. And from then, we've actually been in and out of hotels.
Literally in and out of hotels. Fast forward to the second time, we thought, oh my goodness, we found a place. Now we're still in hotels, still trying to find, the right apartment for us. And
but before we even get to the second hotel, no. So yeah, the second apartment. So you're right.
Because there's a lot going on. I don't even think the story time can explain about how I broke my foot. How I stepped on glass, or how that'll be too long. We'll be here for too long. But it was definitely a mess at the first place. It was like some type of punk show. We were really waiting for Nessun Culture to come out like, this is a joke. You've been punked. This is not really where you're going to be living for the next year or so. But it wasn't. That was really what they tried to sell us.
So we packed up our cars and packed up the apartment. Again, now we have another rental U-Haul. We have our cars. We have 2 pets, 2 Not one, but two. We have a cat and a dog. So we are literally back and forth out of our cars.
Didn't even tell them how our fish died on the way here, along with all the stuff we lost.
In the midst of in and out of our hotel. She actually made it to Atlanta alive. She made it to the first house alive. She was alive.
She was fine, okay, as preference.
And then she died in the midst of us checking out of the
Stress.
hotel and checking back in. We left her in the car accidentally, and I think she froze. Probably to death.
Rest in peace, Lola Fishy.
Definitely rest in peace, Lola Fishy.
That was sad. But yeah, we went to our second apartment. We thought this was the best place, for us. The lady who told us about the apartment and actually showed us.
You ain't gonna say no names even if you could.
Right, we can't even be at leisure to, say everybody's name, even though I would love to name drop. She showed us her apartment. She made it seem like this is what they all look like. We were gung-ho because we were like, finally something that was modern and didn't cost an arm and a leg. Go through the entire process with that, and again, something just didn't feel right towards the move-in date.
We kept getting a runaround about when we was going to get the welcome letter, even though we were already approved for the apartment. Getting approved has never been our issue. The income is not the issue. It is literally the way Atlanta operates and the snail time that they're on.
Yes.
As always,
yes.
Slow as a snail.
I always hear that they say that the South is like 5, years behind the North. But you don't really realize it until you're actually trying to work. And we're so used to being like, go, I'm approved, let's do it, let's keep going. What's taking so long? And here they're just like, taking their precious time.
Long story short, we get approved and we just waiting on the welcome letter. Nobody's answering. Systems are down. Anything that you can name has been told. So we're back and forth up to the apartment complex, to actually speak with them in person. Long story short, we end up getting assigned a unit, but it wasn't ready, but again, it was the most ready out of all of them, even though back to when we first arrived, they told us, oh, they're all moving ready. So we thought it would be a quicker process.
Right. So based off of that, we thought and to emphasize on it being move-in ready, that was the reason why we liked these apartments first. We were like, oh, the lady is understanding of our issues, and she's relocated as well, so she understands what it means to relocate and be disappointed in your apartments and things like that. And on top of it, she showed us how her own apartment. This sounds like Angie said they had move-in ready to go and available ASAP. So all of that really helped us make a decision on this is the place we wanted to go to. So
next, right. So, we don't get welcome letters. We are pushed off another week or maybe 2 it was at that point.
Yeah.
Before we actually get to see our units.
So 2 weeks and 3 hotels later.
Right. 2 weeks, 3 hotels later. Fast forward. Today is move-in day. It's supposed to be move-in day. We check out of the hotel. We're on our way. We go to the bank. Ready to get all the money orders for all the deposits, the first month's rent, yada, yada, yada. And we get a call that, sorry, it's not going to be ready today either. So now we're panicking, we're freaking out. We just packed up our hotel, which we were okay at. It was more of like an extended stay, so we had our kitchen.
We were kind of comfortable as we tried to figure out the next steps.
So we get the call. It's not ready. There's nothing they can do today. The most they can do is, try to have it ready Friday. Sorry. She lets us see the apartment anyway because we're tired of dragging our stuff in 2 different cars back and forth and living out of our cars in hotels basically. And they show us the unit, and as soon as I walked up the steps, I just knew it was gonna not be a good thing. She did say that they were laying the carpet, so I was expecting the floor to look crazy and for there to be some people working on that. We get in. The apartment actually just looks like the very first time that they made them back in like the 70s or whenever they were, built. Horrible kitchen cabinets, countertop, bathroom, sink had a hole in it.
The sink had a hole in it.
Lines all raggedy, dirty, and everything just, we could put in an order for that, or, we're waiting for this or that. And it just started to sound like the first complex. Like, it's always something. Like I thought moving ready meant that it was ready, that I shouldn't have to put in any maintenance work
we always
or anything of that sort. What you see is what you get in Philadelphia. So that's the thing.
Yeah, so she basically made it seem like it still would be available. We could leave our things there, and it wasn't even like moving for me to be in there, let alone my things. Like I would have been okay with it being like, okay, cool. If there's things you can work around, let's still do it. Because at this time we literally had packed up our hotel again for the 3rd time. it was nothing in there that made it look like it was move-in ready by any means, guys.
Not at all.
By any means. It literally looked like this was their first time stepping in here and doing any work since the last tenant. I was floored and flabbergasted. We were not. She actually thought we were.
So mind you, this was move-in day, and 2 days later, my mother was already scheduled to come visit. 2 days later, that was a Wednesday. My mother has booked her flight and everything, and has been ready to come visit me in Atlanta 2 weeks prior to that. So I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't have a place. My mom is coming to visit. I don't really know what's going to happen, but my mom being my mom, she always figures something out, and that's what she came here to do. So luckily, her parents
they also decided to come to my mom's birthday weekend down here. It just so happened that they were at the same exact time. The parents decided to unite and come down here on the same weekend randomly. And that was the weekend when we were able to kind of figure out next steps for where we were going to stay as we go through yet a third process of finding the apartment for us.
Another apartment. So all parents came down, and we actually had to go back to those apartments where the carpet was the only thing that had to be done, which again was a lie. And we basically argued them nail and tooth and got our money back. There's no way you're gonna keep my money and you promise one thing or another, and that's not the case. Besides her parents coming for her mother's birthday, they also came because very, very, very fortunate that her father has a friend that also lives in Atlanta or has property in Atlanta, and he has let us temporarily stay here.
Yes,
so
no more hotels, still temporary lodging, still living and, trying to be as comfortable as we can be, but at least we still have our own space. So I mean, it's definitely been a plus. We have been very fortunate to not have to keep finding ways into these hotels with these pets, and
this one room in our hotels with pets, a dog, a cat, they fighting, he's barking,
crying,
he's doing the most.
It's really just it's not. I want it to be a dream. I have tried to wake up every day like, we did everything that because we're usually so used to just doing everything on a whim. Like,
go. I
have an idea, let's do it. You have an idea, let's do it. We don't plan too much, we just go with it. And this time we actually tried to do something like, let's plan this, let's go back and forth, let's scope, let's do everything that we need to do to prepare ourselves. And we still were not prepared for the Atlanta BS. We were not prepared for this at all. It has been very trying, but I feel like we're moving in a positive direction where I think that we have some things, coming soon. Hopefully so. That is the plan.
Hopefully. Or we'll be making a part 2 about how we're homeless in Atlanta.
Yes. So
still.
Hopefully in our next video, we are taking you guys on the signing of our lease and doing an apartment tour, maybe doing some shopping with us, some getting ready with us, and just showing you, trying to, get moving forward with the plan. Like, we have stuff to do, and we do not plan on just dealing with housing for the rest of the year. Like, not at all.
So hopefully, guys, in our next videos, you'll be able to see us signing our lease to an apartment that we actually like. I'm keeping it. We're not editing that out. No Ashton Kutcher and no Birches.
Excuse me.
Hopefully, and then after that, we can do a tour, unfurnished, furnished, and then we can get back to the regular scheduled program, because again, we have more vlogs for you guys, some pranks, different experiments. You may see me trying to learn how to play the piano a little bit, some of our artistic ways to be shown. So
yes,
make sure you guys like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And we see you guys in the next video. Peace.